Mike, Kentucky beats Kansas in a pretty good NCAA final game.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
I
good.
kept waiting for Kansas to get just a little bit closer, make it really interesting. But I think that speaks a lot about Kentucky this year. I hated to see him win. I'm not a Calipari fan. It's just because what he leaves in this dust. I predicted in 2 or 3 years this team will be on probation. But I'll tell you what, they've got some stud players. I mean, guys that are, again, I look at NBA-ready players.
I am actually less impressed with their talent than I am with their intangibles and how well they play together. I am astounded that I don't think I've ever seen a team in any sport that was that young that played that old. I mean, the poise, the even keel, they play unselfishness. They play hard at both ends. They just keep going and going and going. Nothing phases them. Nothing gets them untracked. I mean, I just am very, very impressed with the way they played together for such a young team. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. And I think they might be the best college basketball team since the Florida teams that won 2 in a row, and I think 06 and 07. And then before that, I would go back maybe to the Kentucky team in '96 with Pitino, which was a tremendous basketball team. But they were really something.
I think that Kentucky team from '97 probably would beat this Kentucky
I think so
team.
too. I agree. I think they were better, more skilled. Yeah.
But you make a great point. These guys are so young. Well, so many freshmen out there, 3 that start. You look back at the Fab Five when Michigan did this in the early '90s. They made mistakes. I mean, whoever's calling time, these guys.
They looked like freshmen,
Right, at times, they did.
Yeah.
And when at crucial time, whereas these guys, like you said, were on phase. Anthony Davis, phenomenal. I mean,
Really
he gets named MVP of the tournament, okay? First freshman since Carmelo Anthony in 2003. Okay, there's 2 guys that are freshmen. The other one was before that, 1986. Never nervous
Purvis Ellison, yeah.
And then before that, 1944, some dude. I'm saying, man, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Because freshmen don't do this.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. And when I remember when Purvis Ellison did it, everybody thought this was going to be like a brave new world, and it hasn't really worked out that way. It continues to be a rare thing. I see some Purvis Ellison in him, but I think he has a chance to be better than Purvis Ellison. Unbelievable ability to defend. And block shots without fouling, I just and alter shots. I mean, you notice. I thought his value really showed up biggest for me when he went out of the game with 2 fouls near the end of the first half, and the next 2 possessions, Kansas got right to the rim, which they never did the whole rest of the game. So that ought to tell you something.
And as much as I'm picking on Calipari, Rod Strickland's one of his assistant coaches. They've now proven they can develop point guards. And now big men, too.
Yeah.
Impressive.
I mean, I know what you're saying about Calipari, and I don't disagree with it. But he doesn't like this one and done thing. He says he doesn't. He says he doesn't like this one and done thing. It's a rule. He's playing by the rules, and he's playing by the rules better than anybody else is. But the player development job that he did this year, and the cohesiveness and how well those kids played together, that's unprecedented. I mean, you see other kids that you can kind of see. Tyreek Evans was biding his time. O.J. Mayo, guys like even John Wall, I think, to an extent. These kids were there to be a basketball team and to win a championship. I was pretty impressed.
I think for Davis, though, he's going to go from the Wildcats to the Bobcats. It's going to be
right.
It's a great situation for the Bobcats. That's what they need is a power forward like him. They've already got a big guy. Yeah. But you talk about changing cats.
Yeah, it's a little different animal. Yeah, and the winning is not going to come as easy there in 1 year.
They've got some other good guys too. That kid Gilchrist. There's a ton of good guys and you said they came together as a team.
No doubt they were the best team in the sport this year, and they certainly deserve to win.